Hello and welcome to the studio where I paint away the stress of everyday life in Wales. And today I want to talk about selling paintings. Yeah, some tips I think over the years that I've managed to acquire and experience that I've got in going to craft fairs and shows and stuff like that. And I just wanted to share those little bits of information with you. So don't forget to subscribe. There's a subscription button there. To click on notification bells, click all, and you'll help support the channel. So without further ado, let me give you a few tips and advice of how to sell your paintings a little bit more effectively in these craft fairs.
It's time to learn with our friend Clive. So grab your brush, have a great time. And don't forget to click subscribe.
So thank you very much, as I said, and thank you very much for joining me here and clicking that subscription notification and the bells. So primarily I only use two different forms of painting a surface. Also, I only use two sizes. Now in my experience, I find these are the best for me because I have sold loads of these things, and pricing we can touch on again at a later stage. But when you're beginning and you're just attending these craft fairs, you've got to feel your way, so any advice is worth its weight in gold. So first of all, I recommend you only use two sizes of painting surface. Now the painting surfaces I use, number one, is just ordinary plain old cardboard. Believe it or not, this is mount board. This is the board you can buy. You can readily buy it on eBay. It's to make mount boards for picture framing. So there we are. This particular piece is a 16 by 12, and you'll see me using these in all my YouTube videos because of ease of use. Because once they're finished painting, you can imagine you can save so many of these. And not only that, after a quick coat or two of painting primer or gesso, these are fantastic. They dry quick. You can export them brilliantly. And not only that, people have got the opportunity to put them in their own frames, and they can hang them on their wall. You can paint smaller sizes, of course. You can paint larger sizes, of course. But these are the particular sizes that I tend to sell more of. And this happens to be just a 16 by 12. So, yeah. And I would also recommend that you do some sort of painting demonstration when you're actually there as well. So set yourself up an easel, start doing a small painting, even if you're a beginner, intermediate or whatever. Just have a go at painting. Get people involved. Get people to come to you to see what you're doing. And by getting them to you, I should say, my teeth are loose. By getting them to you on the day, then they're actually looking at the rest of your work as well, and they'll get to know you. And if you were attending these things on a regular basis, they will get to know you. Get yourself little business cards or something drafted up. Just give them a little card and say, look, I do commissions. I don't just paint this size. I can paint whatever size you want, and whatever subject you decided you want to specialize in, and just say, well, I'm a pet portrait artist or a landscape artist, etc., etc. So get them to know you, and get them to see if you've got a web page or something like that, anything like that, or a Facebook page even. The other size canvas that I wouldn't go any bigger than this. This is a canvas panel board. This is a proper artist board. There you go. This is a proper artist board. This particular one is made by Winsor & Newton, and it's a 20 by 16. So there you go. That particular one there is the biggest I would paint and sell on these craft fairs, because that seems to go well. Again, it's flat, it's not a canvas, it could be mounted in any frame, and not everybody have got big houses and big wall space in order to hang these. So you can paint bigger, but do it as a commission rather than trying to sell a big painting to somebody, because they would rather buy something small and something that's sparked their interest. And then maybe later on they'll say, oh, can you paint me a so-and-so in a 20 by 48 or something like that? I don't know. So you could do that as well. So those two sizes, absolutely fantastic as well. So those are the two sizes that I recommend. Now on the next video, I'm going to tell you the 5 best things to paint, to sell on these craft fairs. And the other thing I want to just touch on very quickly is how do you sell, how do you price your paintings? Well, normally it's so much per inch. Intermediate artists tend to pay charge so much every 2 inches. It could be $1 or $10, $5, whatever, or pounds, or whatever you decide that you've worked out that square inch of your canvas is worth to you, and that's what it is. But you can't be rock hard on that one. You have to understand that the buyer is the king, and if they can negotiate, always add a little bit more onto your prices. But don't be afraid to sell your paintings. Don't be afraid to sell your paintings sometimes at a little tiny loss to yourself, because the only thing you really need to do is cover your costs of materials. Everything else is going to be your time. So you can play around with that. So let me just say, if you wanted to sell a painting for $100 and it's only cost you $20 in materials, for argument's sake, so you've got an $80 window there, or an £80 window there. You can be flexible. It's better to make a sale than not to make a sale. If somebody's walking around and they've got a painting and they bump into someone and they say, well, where do you get that from? Or so-and-so down on now that table down there, they're doing wonderful paintings and they're reasonable and all that. And I've also got a commission for them, that type of thing. So you need to be flexible in these craft fairs. Anyway, I've waffled on enough. Thank you very much for joining me here today. Don't forget to click the subscription bell. Don't forget to click the notification bell. And join me in the playlist there. I've got hundreds of videos and hundreds of beginner painting videos for you. Just have a look at them as well. But in the meantime, I'll see you in the studio on a Monday at 7:30 in the meantime, painting. Bye.